So I'm really clear that I am not a Palestinian. I work in solidarity with Palestinians at the invitation of Palestinians. So my first thought to your question about whether we should change the name of BDS is honestly that it's not my place to say. I want to take leadership from the most impacted. And so if the most impacted are saying this is the name of the campaign, then that is the name of the campaign that I am signing up for. Beyond that, though, I agree, more polarization is good. For so long in Muslim interfaith conversations, we talked about the Israel litmus test. If a Muslim shows up to an interfaith space, we need to be willing to compromise on Israel's right to exist for us to be able to participate in that conversation. I'm done with that. If there's anything I learned from the Women's March debacle is that we give and we give and we give, and it's not enough. We change the name, we acknowledge the right to exist, we say this, we say that. It's not enough. And so let me state unequivocally that I am now applying the Palestine litmus test to any interfaith space that I'm in. If you want to be in community with me, my people, and the Palestinians I work in solidarity with, then let's have a conversation about how Israel as it exists today is an illegitimate state. Right? It is a apartheid racist ethno-national state, and I am not going to support its right to exist. And I'm not just going to say that so people feel better about it. If you want to be in community with me, if you want to work with me, then where are you in Palestine? Because that's the question. And you're right, they're scared. I was in a panel a couple of days ago and we had some Zionist hecklers in the back, and they were, gentle academic hecklers, but they were still hecklers. And they said, you didn't address Israel's safety. And I was like, because Israel's safety isn't really a priority for me when it is stealing land and killing people. Well, but what if we support Palestine but not BDS because it's not an effective strategy? How do you know that BDS is working? I was like, I don't know. Ask the apartheid state of Israel that bars BDS activists from coming into the country. Ask the apartheid state of Israel that is pouring millions of dollars into online trolling and narrative and propaganda to tell us that BDS is bad. And then ask the 26 state governments in this country who have tried to outlaw our right to engage in BDS. So forget the Israel litmus test. I am here for the Palestine litmus test. We can agree on those things. We can make them.
I love both of those statements, but something maybe I didn't say clearly. I wasn't suggesting that we change the name of BDS. What I was suggesting is
Don't do it.
What I was suggesting is how do we change how we respond to how people perceive these labels, and how we, so that we can get them away from these negative perceptions the negative connotations that come with these labels. So for instance, if somebody says, I support BDS, and doesn't say, well, I support Palestinian human rights. But if you say, I support BDS, oh, well, that's anti-Semitic, because the perception is that that label has now been ingrained that implies something anti-Semitic. So that's the thing that I'm trying to balance out.
So I'll offer two things and then I'll stop talking for a second. The first is every conversation is context specific. So if I am going into a Thanksgiving dinner where, in addition to grieving the history of the holiday, I'm sitting with a number of upper middle class white Republicans who've never had a conversation about Palestine, I'm not starting at BDS. I'm starting at human rights. Right? If I'm talking to white progressives, right, who are frequently progressive except Palestine, I'm drawing the connection between the border wall here and the border wall in Palestine, between what European settlers did, not we, what European settlers did to indigenous people here, and what Zionists are doing to Palestine there. So every conversation has to be context specific. And so I don't go in with my BDS shirt and stickers and badge into every conversation, but that is the end goal. The other thing I would say is that we actually have the good fortune of Zionists who are reacting very badly to the spread of BDS. They are the ones that created the opportunity for us to talk about it, at least from a First Amendment perspective, right? So you're seeing a lot more, not all of them, clearly not all of them, but you're seeing a lot more left-leaning organizations saying, we're not coming to a position on BDS quite yet, but we want to engage, we want to support the right to engage in BDS, right? And this is, by the way, for those that aren't familiar, the Women's March platform, before they freaked out and changed their board and brought in a bunch of progressive except Palestine people of color, because they are people of color and it happens even in communities of color, included the right to engage in BDS, right? So the policy platform that I helped write in 2018 says we respect the right to engage in First Amendment protected activities. And so the Zionists are setting it up for us so that we actually don't have to start from BDS, we start from the First Amendment as Americans talking about engagement.
Absolutely.